It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James JC Cooley. All right.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guest will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 9 p.m. right here on The Answer San Diego.
The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, can be heard every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth. Life is full of circles, cycles, phases, and stages. It's your choice to ignore them or embrace them. Motivational speaker, author, military veteran, and founder of the J.C. Cooley Foundation, James Cooley, and his guests will inspire and equip you to strive for your own greatness and overcome adversities. Listen to The James Cooley Show, It's Your Life, every Sunday at 6 p.m. right here on 660 AM The Answer in Dallas-Fort Worth.
Yeah. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. Yeah.
Hello, welcome to the James Cooley Show, It's Your Life. I'm your host, Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I tell you what, we got an absolutely fantastic show coming your way. Yeah, you already know, Wednesdays is 360-degree health, and we have one of the top docs. I mean, every time we have 360 around the world, we got an absolutely fantastic, sensational doc that's going to talk to us about a lot of different things that I believe are so important to us, especially as we age. So I tell you what, you might want to grab you about 9-10 bags of popcorn, sit back, listen, look, listen, and learn, because is coming today. How you doing, Dr. Cooley? How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. We love having this guest on our show. I mean, I think we kind of see him every week, don't you think?
Yeah, I mean, you know,
He's not even a guest. He's family of the show. So
you're absolutely right. And you know, he always bring it, and he it's like what we're gonna talk about today. But yeah, can you do the honors? And first of all, let me say, whichever platform that you're watching us on, whether it's E360 Television, Transfer TV, YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Rumble, and over 84 other live platforms, welcome to the show. If you want to be part of this conversation that we're going to have today, all you have to do is just go to the platform that you watch us on, go to the comments, ask any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. But Chef, can you do the honors by introducing the title of the show, the purpose of the show, and introduce this absolutely magnificent guest that we have?
yes, well, it's 360-degree Health Day, and the topic today is how aging bravely doesn't mean avoiding adversity. So we're having a sit-down conversation with Dr. Michael Mantell. He's a seasoned mental health professional. He specializes in rational emotive behavior coaching and cognitive behavioral coaching to help individuals break free from self-defeating patterns and build resilient, thriving, autonomous mindsets. With decades of professional experience following his MS degree from Hahnemann Medical College and his PhD from the University of Pennsylvania, including his roles as chief psychologist for the San Diego Police Department and Children's Hospital San Diego, and so much more. He's dedicated his career to bridging the gap between theory and real-world mental well-being. His main focus is helping people disturb themselves less. And we're going to talk about exploring the mindset that helps us age with grace, grit, and growth, and thinking brave. Please welcome back to the show, Dr. Michael Mantell.
Good
How
to
you
be.
doing, Dr. Mantell? How you doing? How you doing?
I'm doing well. It's good to be here. Except I'm looking for like who's our guest today? Where's the other person? Who are we going to be asking questions of? Wait, me.
Normally on this side, but you know, I love having you on that side every now and then because it's so important with the topics that you coming up with, especially the topic that we're talking about today. Doc, I'm getting old. I mean, age. And you know, I don't want to panic. I want to do this and and that, and just like you always talk about, disturb yourself less. So, why did you pick this great topic that we're going to talk about today?
Well, I picked the topic honestly because I was invited to speak at a national conference on active aging coming up later in the year. And I'm talking about this very topic, and it's a topic that's near and dear to me because I think we don't realize how important the mindset is, especially as we age. Research shows us that our cognitive, our thinking skills, and our emotional life, the patterns that we have, affect our longevity, our quality of life, our resilience, which I'll talk about in a moment. But when we bring positive affect, feelings, we bring hope, we bring the ability to have a different perspective, to see how adversity can actually help us, we are able to protect ourselves. We protect our health by bringing these tools of a healthy mindset, regardless of age. So we'll talk a little bit more about that in depth, but I'm looking forward to this.
Well, you just mentioned something that I want to talk about in right away: resilience. That's so important of a word, and so important that our viewers and our listeners understand why this is so important as we age. So, can you talk about that, Doc?
You bet. There's a lot more to aging well than diet and exercise. We all think we just diet and exercise and make sure mom or dad are being active. That's all important, but resilience is critical. The American Psychological Association defined resilience, I'll read it, as the process of adapting well in the face of adversity, trauma, tragedy, threats, or significant sources of stress, or bouncing back or bouncing forward from difficult life experiences. Well, think about that. The message is that the accumulation of adversities that we all face, no one is exempt, that we all face throughout life, offers us opportunities to bring resilience, to respond to these life events by being adaptable. Whether it's navigating the emotional landscape of retirement, of a loss, or confronting physical or mental limitations that are a natural part of aging, resilience empowers us to find new meaning and to be able to continue to go forward. When we adapt to change, JC, and we cope well with health challenges, we thrive. It's clear. The research tells us that we have a better quality of life. The research tells us that we can experience greater happiness, that we have lower levels of depression, and on and on and on. In the face of difficulties, just being adaptable, flexible, bendable, twistable, we mentally, that is, we can thrive. So how do we do this? Well, let me share with you a couple of tips, and then we're going to go into it in depth. When you maintain strong social relationships and you are part of a community, you are helping yourself immeasurably. Community is medicine. And that's why these retirement villages are so important. Maintain hope, regardless of what's going on. See that things can be better. Hope. Hold on. Pain ends. That's what hope is. Hold on. Pain ends. When develop some strong coping skills. I used to be able to do this. I can't do it that way anymore. How else can I cope? What about optimism? Seeing that things can be better, not necessarily only, oh my goodness, it's going to get worse. These are some ways that we build this concept of resilience.
Wow. Hold on, pain ends. I love
pain ends. Hold on, pain ends. I love it.
I love that. Now you talk about what does it mean to age bravely, and how does this differ from the simple aging well or aging successfully?
Right. So BRAVE is an acronym. It's an acronym, and understand that it's science-based. It's not just psychobabble. Let me tell you what BRAVE stands for. We can go into it in a lot of depth. B stands for believe with hope. Believe with hope. R, reframe the grind that you're in. How else can you look at it? What other perspective can you have? A, appreciate the gifts in life. Yes, we're going through very tough times. We've lived through incredibly good times, and now we're being asked to deal with adversity all over. Hate is filling the world. Appreciate the moments when you have love. V, visualize the good. See beyond the negative. And E, I call the encouragement elixir. Go out and be the first person to smile at someone, to say thank you before the other person does. Go out and encourage others. So believe with hope, reframe the grind that you're in, appreciate the gifts that you have, visualize the good, and then encourage others. That's BRAVE.
I love this one. We're going to take a station break. But I tell you, whichever platform you're watching this on, if you want to be part of this great conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments, ask any questions that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. Remember, hope and brave. We're going to talk about that when we come back. So it's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
Dr. James, JC, Cooley.
really get a chance to know who you are. And once you know who you are, you truly know who you are, love who you are. Love who you are. You're a masterpiece. Love who you are. Love who you were born to be. Love me some me. That's what I'm talking about. When you leave high school, you gotta know today or tomorrow, or hopefully today, what your plans are. Hopefully, there is no bad decision unless there is no plan. Create, collaborate, commit with confidence. Commit with what? Commit with what? In everything that you do.
Welcome to Veridian Christian University, where faith and learning come together to transform lives. At VCU, we believe that education is more than just academics. It's about fostering a community of growth, integrity, and purpose. Whether you're pursuing a bachelor's, master's, or doctorate, VCU offers flexible, affordable, and 100% online degree programs that cater to your busy life. Our innovative platform provides a personalized learning experience, empowering you to thrive in today's ever-evolving world. Join a global community of learners guided by an experienced faculty who are committed to your success. With VCU, you're not just earning a degree, you're preparing for a future that integrates faith, leadership, and service. Veridian Christian University, educating with purpose, transforming lives. Learn more at VeridianChristianUniversity.com. VeridianChristianUniversity.com.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and Wednesday's 360 degree health. Like always, we always have one of the top docs in the world on. And as you already know, the guest co-host is that doc. Today, he's on the other side. He's on the other side. But I tell you what, he is talking about things that we need to understand, we need to know as we age. And he just talked about brave. And I want to get back into that acronym. So, Dr. Mantell, what are the outcomes of brave thinking?
Let me offer you a number of them. Number one, when we think, when we believe with hope, and I'm going to go into this in more detail, but when we reframe the grind that life presents us, when we appreciate the gifts in life, we visualize the good around us, we encourage others, we can have greater emotional flexibility. And let's remember, flexibility gives us freedom. That's critically important. If you demand, if you insist, if you're rigid in the way you think everything must and should be, and then it's awful if it's not, and then the next thing you think is, this is unbearable. I can't stand this. That's not a way to live well. The brave way of thinking lowers our stress level. It lowers our reactivity in the way we respond to situations. It gives us a stronger sense of purpose, which we'll talk a little bit about, and meaning in life, and increases our social engagement. It allows us to befriend others and be a good part of a community, whether it's a faith community or a neighborhood community or a gym or whatever it may be. But it enables us to have better social health. And lastly, it provides better health markers, if you will, our blood pressure, our sleep, our cognition, our immune system. So there's a lot to be said about thinking with brave.
Doc, I want to get off into those acronyms a little bit more because
Let's
uh, this is so incredible, and then this is, and people need to be able to understand and remember what brave is. So can you break it down, Doc?
You ready? Let's go. Have a couple of hours. Let's do it.
Okay.
Number one, believing with hope. An old professor of mine at the University of Pennsylvania, Marty Seligman, talked about optimism or positive thinking. It boosts mental flexibility and adaptive behavior. And when it comes to aging, people who maintain hope tend to recover better, whether it's surgery or other kind of medical procedures. That's critically important. Next, we have the idea that it cultivates a possibility thinking. It's possible. Everything is possible. We look at life through that lens, even when facing decline, even when facing uncertainty. So I'll give you a prompt, if you will, to remember this. Ask yourself, what can still go right? Don't be so sure nothing is going to go right. If you believe with hope, then that prompt to carry around, write it down and carry it with you. What can go right? That's the B. Okay. The R, reframing the grind. Rational emotive behavior coaching and cognitive behavior coaching tells us that meaningful reinterpretation of events is what leads to how we feel. Events don't make us feel anything. What we think about those events, that creates it all. Keep that in mind. People are not disturbed by outside things or events. It's what we think about them that disturbs us. What do you want to disturb yourself for? So you need to learn how to reframe things. I'm not saying that things that are very bad, we should say, oh, this is actually good. That's crazy thinking. Aging, when you reframe loss, when you reframe loneliness or limitations, you turn pain into a purpose. There's a reason for this. So identify your catastrophizing, your rigid thinking, your distorted thinking. I'm useless now. No, reframe it. This is tough, but not completely unlivable. I can handle it. What's the prompt? Write this one down. How else can I see this? How else can I look at this?
Wow. Yeah.
That's
That's
the B and the R.
so just writing those things down and understanding what you just explained to those. I mean, to me, that's so important. That's gives me an understanding. The first two uh, acronyms are brave, and I can't wait to get off into the rest of them.
You tell me when. Ready to go?
I'm ready, Doc.
Let's do it. So BR. Next, A. Appreciate the good. Science tells us that gratitude increases dopamine and serotonin. And this is a link, these are linked to better sleep, lower depression, better, healthier relationships. So gratitude. Thank you. I'm so glad when we had a guest on that was scheduled to be on today. Let's reveal this. And there was a little bit of confusion and she couldn't come on. Okay. Hey, Doc, what do you want to do? You got one day to figure this out. Should we skip it? No, I appreciate this gift. This is exactly what we're talking about. I'm going to use it for this way. I really felt great physically. Gratitude is tremendous. What does that have to do with aging? Gratitude builds emotional immunity and daily joy. Let's face it, when you're getting a bit older and things are slowing down, sometimes it's hard to feel that joy, to see anything good. So daily, 3 good things. Make sure you write them down or say it into your phone or remember it. but 3 good things. What's the prompt you're going to write down? What beauty can I find today? Even in the cracks, even in the wrinkles. What beauty can I find? Now, you and I are going to go look at our wives, I'm sure. There's the beauty.
Appreciate that is so we have to appreciate ourselves every day, just like what you're saying, and we have to understand that we're as every day we're gonna age a little bit, but that does not make us mentally incapacitated, meaning that we're gonna lose a little memory every now and then. But if you write it down or you speak it into a phone and you understand those things, it helps increase, I believe, Doc, our capacity to be able to remember things. Or, I mean, we can always go back if you write it down. It's just like you and I write books, and you already know that. You write it down. I use an example. I'm working on another book right now, and I wake up in the middle of the night, and the thought hits me on what I need to write down for that chapter. But guess what? Sometimes I lay my head back down, thinking I'm gonna remember it the next day. I wake up the next day. I done forgot everything.
Right.
So what I've been doing lately, I write it down, or I get up, sneak in the bathroom, 30 minutes, write all those things down, or I would talk it into the phone. So
Right.
I love the appreciation of that, what you just said. And I tell you what.
Yeah, 3 points something out, JC. You said you wake up in the middle of the night. Okay.
Yes.
A lot of people who are getting older have sleep difficulties.
Mhm.
They wake up in the middle of the night and they go, damn, I can't sleep. I woke up again in the middle of the night. Or I had to go to the bathroom a couple of times or whatever it may be. You say, what beauty can I find even in the cracks of waking up in the middle of the night? I can write a book. You appreciate the gift of waking up in the middle of the night. Do you see how we change that?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I love it.
And
I never thought about it this way until
Right.
you brought
That's
this
the
up.
point. This is mindset. I got to tell you something. You know, why do we do what we do? We'll talk about purpose later, but why do we do? Because if one person of the millions who are watching this right with us, the thousands, whatever number there is, if one person says, you know what? If I wake up in the middle of the night, I'm not going to be angry anymore. I'm going to appreciate it. I'm going to do something with that. Then we have really given someone a tremendous boost in life. Wow.
And that's so important because we're being heard by 171 countries, right?
Right.
And I know a lot of people are taking this in, not just from an international standpoint, but they tune in our show because they know that we're gonna drop gems like what you're doing right now.
I hope
And
people write these prompts down and carry them with them. Because honestly, if one person says, I'm 87, but I am going to start thinking differently. I'm going to believe with hope. I'm going to reframe my grind. I'm going to appreciate the gifts in life. We still have to get the V and the E in and talk about a number of other things, but this is good.
hey, so Doc, we got 2 minutes before the break. Can you go back and the B, the R, and the A? Can you emphasize that before the break, and then we come back with the V?
Right. B, believe with hope. Find a way. What can go right? Number 2, please focus on reframing the good. I should say reframe the grind into the good. I can't drive anymore. I can't do that. How do I reframe that? Well, I get to be driven around now. And so the idea being, how else can I see this? And then the A, appreciating the gifts that you have in life. What beauty can I find even in the cracks? Remember, it's in the cracks that the light shines through.
Wow. I tell you, Doc, hold that thought. We're going to take a station break. We're going to come back. We're going to get off into the V and the E and a lot more of this conversation. So I tell you, whichever platform that you're watching us on, if you want to be part of this conversation, all you have to do is just go to the comments. Ask any question that you might have. I promise you, we'll get you an answer. It's your life, and we'll see you shortly after the break.
The last of the 4 C's that I want to talk about: create, collaborate, commit. When you commit to something, if I say, Brad, are you going to do that? What you going to say? Yes. Or if I say, Brad, you going to do that? Yeah. That's not total commitment, because when you commit, you got to commit with confidence. Confidence that you can do it. Confidence that you can grow this program. Confidence that we can save lives. Confidence that we can create opportunities to make our communities, make people's lives that's coming back in the system, to make lives that are people that are in high school and in communities and juvenile and this. We got to educate them, because the main thing that we want to build out of all of this with opportunities, we utilize the 4 C's: create, collaborate, commit with what? Commit with what? Commit with what? And everything that you do, it's all about commitment with confidence.
The future is here.
Now is the time to pursue the greatness in you. Welcome to Viridian Christian University, where faith meets future. We are a fully accredited, 100% online Christian university. We offer bachelor's degree, master's and doctorate degree programs, built for students like you. Affordable tuitions, 30+ degree programs, 100% online and flexible. Integrating faith with learning. Study from anywhere at your pace. At VCU, we do not just prepare you for a degree. We prepare you for purpose. Discover who you are. Grow in faith. And build a future that impacts the world.
Are you ready to start your journey today?
Visit www.viridianchristianuniversity.com.
Apply today and be among the global leaders.
A Black Man's Point of View is the newest Amazon.com #1 release and bestseller book from author Dr. James J.C. Cooley, featuring the perspective from 11 other contributing authors. In A Black Man's Point of View, Dr. James Cooley unpacks his thoughts and personal experiences about the challenges, stereotypes, and feelings of self-worth that many black men face today due to a 400-year ancestry rooted in slavery and colonization. Yet, how so many black men move forward despite this history. Most importantly, A Black Man's Point of View conveys that all men, regardless of race, creed, or color, are capable of love, respect, and dignity. Described as a map to a greater life from the heart of a man who's experienced life's misfortune and harsh conditions, James shows us how beliefs, convictions, and a healthy mentality can help propel a life worth living. A must-read for all. Order your copy of A Black Man's Point of View by author Dr. James J.C. Cooley today from Amazon.com or wherever books are sold.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you what, Dr. Michael Mantell is laying it out. We talking about the acronym BREAK, but we talking about as we age, some of the things that can help us age gracefully and help us during the transition, aging. And it's not getting old is not always bad. And that's what Dr. Mike is talking about. Dr. Mike, I'm looking at these numbers. We close to 7,000 live viewers on YouTube alone right now.
Hello, everyone.
and it's increasing, But what you're talking about is so important. We already talked about the B, the R, and the A. But as we age and as we understand, uh, what can still go wrong, and how else can I see this? From a perspective that mindset that we have to focus and change our mindset. So it's not considered wrong, going wrong, or any of those things. It's just
Right.
a refocus of what we do.
Right. Well, I mean, it's been said that the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Thinking is everything. The link is what you think, the title of the last book. And that is important to understand that, again, what we think about events, what we think about our bodies, the issues that we have, our finances, or whatever it may be, what we think about these things can be more hopeful, can be more harmful or more helpful than the actual event. Remember that lifestyle, the way we live, how we carry ourselves, what we think about impacts us more than just about anything else. Genetics plays a big role, certainly. But it's important to understand that when you carry these prompts for the B, the R, and the A that we've covered so far, what can still go right? How else can I see this situation? What beauty can I find today, even in the cracks that I'm facing? Think about that change in your mindset. Let me bring you to the V, visualizing the good. Think about a baseball player who's going up to bat. He or she immediately visualizes hitting a home run or whatever it is that he or she is supposed to be hitting at that moment. They see it happen. Um, then when you do it, it's the second time because mental imagery, neuroplasticity, solution focused thinking create change from within. So before I lift a weight, I see myself doing it. And then when I do it, it's the second time. It becomes easier. Visualizing vitality, connection, strength builds motivation. It builds and encounters helplessness. I see myself able to do these things. Now, I don't make believe I can jump out of an airplane. I'm realistic. Guided visualization, where you just purposefully imagine how things are going to go. Purposeful daydreaming, just letting your mind wander to see the good things. Imagining accomplishing a goal. My goal is to get to the gym today, to go on a treadmill. And I see myself doing that. What's the prompt? Write this down and carry this prompt. What future can I see and feel even in the now? What future can I see and feel even in the now? Yeah, I have a diagnosis and I'm not as physically able and I don't have the energy and I have loneliness. Let me visualize a future even now. That makes a big difference.
Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna go back a little bit, Doc, and you visualize, and but doing adversity. We haven't talked about that
We're
yet.
going to get there. I want to make sure the E.
Let's talk to the E first.
Okay. So the E. So E is what I call the encouragement elixir. The encouragement elixir. Self-compassion. Am I my own best friend? Or do I treat myself worse than I treat other people? Social encouragement, emotional validation, all that promotes resilience. Encouragement, the way I think about myself, the way I give encouragement and get encouragement from other people, that buffers against self-doubt. And when you have an encouragement buddy, we encourage each other. Come on, we can do this. We can do this. That self-talk rewrites our physical life in a sense. What's the prompt? Get ready. Write this one down. How can I uplift myself and other people today? How can I lift up JC today? And how can I lift myself up? So I'm thinking as I'm doing this, there's someone out there who's going to hear this, catch a gem, and say, I'm living my life better. And I literally am encouraging myself with that kind of thought.
You mentioned encouragement, and that's so important because many of us need that. I mean, if sometimes we can't encourage ourselves because our mindset is not like that. But just like you had mentioned earlier in the show about being the first to smile and tell somebody, hey, how you doing today? Smile at them. That's encouragement right there, I believe. And that right there, I believe, can make a person's day because they might be going through trials and tribulations. And just by encouraging them, just a pat on the back, whatever that is, that you can do whatever you set your mind to. Can you talk about that a little bit more, Doc?
You bet. The fact is that when you use this BRAVE model as a daily check-in, you will implement the best wellness program that I've seen yet to help you, in a sense, live the best life that you can today. Is it as good as it was 40 years ago? You were different. It was a different place. Of course it's different. Things change. But does that mean that what is today is bad? No, the BRAVE mindset says, it's not bad. Invite caregivers and professionals around to model this. I'm inviting people who are watching right now to send us a smile face, to send us an encouraging word. Hey, good going, guys. We're encouraging you. Encourage us.
That's so important. You just made my day because you just encouraged me. No, by that, I have never heard of the BRAVE acronym format. I love it. I might have to steal that from you a little bit and put that in some of my speeches.
Hey, right now, what I suggest is for our listeners, on Monday, believe in one new possibility. On Tuesday, reframe one frustration. On Wednesday, appreciate 3 small little things. And on Thursday, visualize something you want to create. Friday, encourage yourself or someone else very sincerely. 5 days, 5 ways of making this a part of your life.
For the viewers out there that trying to comprehend this and might be on the fence or understanding what we're talking about, what type of encouragement, other than what you just said, would you share with them?
Hey, you're looking great today. Hey, you did a great job today. Boy, I know you're carrying a lot, but you are doing fabulous. Boy, I want to take whatever you're taking. It's the idea of patting someone on the back for something sincere, something real, not a phony baloney, just made up kind of thing. But hey, I'm here for you because you're here for me. And that special connection, that bind, really feeds each other.
Wow. You know what? We're going to take a station break. I don't want to because this is so good. I'll tell you what. Just like what Dr. Michael Mantell just said, encourage yourself, encourage others. Always understand that what we're talking about as we age, we have to sometimes start writing things down to make sure that we're able to understand, we're able to grow gracefully. I know that's and what Dr. Mike said, bravely. So I tell you, we're going to take a station break, but I tell you, just like he said, when we come back, send us a smiley face, do whatever you have to do to let us know that you're watching this and become part of this great discussion because it's your life. I'm going to say it like I did. It's your life. And we'll see you shortly after the break.
Your life. Dr. James JC Cooley
Viridian Christian University, we believe education is more than just a degree. It's a pathway to a purpose-driven life. Whether you're advancing your career, pursuing a passion, or building a new future, VCU's 100% online programs give you the flexibility to learn on your terms, anywhere, anytime. With expert faculty, personalized mentorship, and a faith-centered approach, you'll gain the skills, knowledge, and leadership you need to make a lasting impact. VCU offers bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degrees, each designed to empower you for success in today's fast-changing world. Join a global community of believers, learners, and leaders. Ready to start your journey? Viridian Christian University, transforming lives, empowering futures. Visit us at ViridianChristianUniversity.com. That's ViridianChristianUniversity.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. Michelle Cooley. Heart disease research saves lives. It's that simple. Thanks to medical advancements funded by the American Heart Association, more women are surviving heart attacks, strokes, and other cardiovascular diseases than ever before. But there's still so much work to do.
Hi, I'm Dr. James J.C. Cooley, and I'm raising funds to support life-saving research because every heartbeat is worth fighting for. In honor of Women's History Month, please join me in support of the American Heart Association and women's health.
Dr. J.C. Cooley. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. It's the James Cooley Show. It's your life. Dr. James J.C. Cooley. Yeah. Come on. The James Cooley Show. It's your life. That's right.
Hello, welcome back to the James Cooley Show. It's your life, and I tell you, this discussion that we're having today, we all, even if you're young, right now, like whatever age you are, if you live long enough, you're gonna age, and this acronym that BRAVE that Dr. Mike is talking about, I think you need to take it into consideration. I tell you what, before we even start, I got to tell you all about this university called Viridian Christian University. I tell you. I'm not just telling you that because I'm the chancellor, but I'm telling you that because we offer 30 different degree programs, bachelor's, master's, doctorate, and honorary doctorate if you're doing above and beyond. And I tell you what, our school is fully accredited. And I tell you, it's probably 1/4 the cost of any university that you can compare this with. And you can do all of your work online. All online, fully accredited. I tell you what, if you are looking to further your education, just go to ViridianChristianUniversity.com. Again, that's ViridianChristianUniversity.com. We got a spot for you. So I'm going to get back to that. I see Dr. Cooley has joined us during this conversation. How you doing, Michelle?
I am doing great, and I got a great question for Dr. Mantell on this particular topic. So let's talk about adversity. Dr. Mantell, how can adversity shape the character more meaningfully later in life than a person's youth when it comes to aging?
It's a good question. When I looked at the questions that you were thinking about, this one really grabbed my eye. Adversity shapes our character more meaningfully in later life because of how perspective, how priorities, psychological resources evolve as we age. So that we have a deeper perspective, not just a reaction. Older adults often interpret adversity through the lens of a lifetime of experiences. In youth, adversity seems like a catastrophe. In later life, we reframe it as part of the story, not the end of it. What once felt like a failure now appears as a chapter in resilience, if you will. We also, with age, comes a shift from very ego-driven goals, status, success, to meaning-driven values, legacy, integrity, peace. Adversity becomes a tool to clarify values, to let go of false identities, to grow inner authenticity. And it also gives us a sense of emotional regulation. You look at the news and you see people so dysregulated, running all around, screaming and whatever. But the idea is that adversity amongst older people is like, you know what? Later life brings an improved capacity for emotional regulation and acceptance. Been through this before. This is going to be okay. And maturity is part of it. And even neurobiological changes can take uh, can take place. We ruminate less. I say we because I'm in this group. We ruminate less. We tolerate distress more, and we're better able to see pain as temporary and instructive. We have greater compassion and connection as we age if we're doing it with the right mindset.
Perspective is the key to in any phase in your life. So what role does perspective, in your opinion, play in transforming challenges into opportunities as we get older, as we age?
Well, perspective, that's the R, reframing the grind. We look at life through a different lens, literally. We sometimes the lens changes. We see things in a different way. We see setbacks we see setbacks as lessons. We don't see them as punishment, loss as legacy, and aging as becoming. Perspective plays a very transformative role in our lives, and we don't realize it. But the ability to shift your thinking is your power. It turns a setback into a lesson. We gain enough emotional distance to say, what can I learn from this? What's this teaching me? That's perspective, not this is horrible, terrible, and awful, and I can't stand it. We focus on a lesson.
Wow. Purpose is also important. So having a clear sense of purpose, regardless of what phase you're in your life, whether through relationships, service, creativity, or learning, how does having a sense or clear sense of purpose impact our health and satisfaction as we age?
Well, when you wake up in the morning, if you have a clear direction, if you know what you're here to do, you're more motivated, you're more energized, you're more ready to go do things than I don't know what I'm doing. I have nothing to do today. I have nothing. That's a very different mindset. So I tell people, don't go create a purpose. I want you to discover a purpose. The example that I use is when you have a wonderful sculptor, they don't sculpt into the stone, the statue. They will tell you they release the statue. They discover, they find what's in there. There's a big difference between creating a purpose. What's my purpose going to be? Oh my God, I don't have one. I have to make one. No. Let me sit quietly. What is it that I think I am here to do? That's what energizes you. That's why purpose is so valuable to energizing people in older years.
Wow. And it's interesting that not everybody, but I think, in your opinion, do you believe as some people age that they think they don't have a purpose anymore? Like they've been there, done that, they're just biding their time. And how incorrect can that be? And
Very,
also, yes, I'm sorry, go ahead.
very harmful, very incorrect. And that's why that prompt is so important. How else can I see this? How else can I view myself? I'm a useless, worthless nothing left to me. No, not at all. You talk to your grandkids and they put a smile on their face. You hold the door for someone and they say thank you. or you're still going to work every day or whatever it may be. You know, you're going for a walk with a neighbor. There's a lot of ways you can still have value. You have to absolutely reframe it. How else can I see this? When you talk to yourself in a mean, unhealthy, negative way, you're not helping your aging process at all.
Dr. Mike, we're down to the last minute of the show. What are 3 quick takeaways that you want our viewers to get from this?
Oh boy, brave thinking, meaning believe in what can be. Believe in what can be. Reframe the grind. Appreciate the good. Visualize the possibilities. Encourage people. That's one thing. I want you to understand that what you think is more important than what's actually happening. The way you think about things makes all the difference. And I guess
the link is what you think.
The link is what you think. And the third, I guess, takeaway is that there's always hope. Hold on. Pain ends.
Hey, Dr. Mike, I love having you as a guest on the other side.
Yeah.
Next week, we got an absolutely fantastic show coming up. So it's always a pleasure just teaming with you and learning all of these things. So I'd like to thank you for taking the time to come on the show. You know you got a standing invitation.
You bet. I'll see you next week.
I'd like to thank Dr. Michelle Cooley for putting together another absolutely fantastic show. Most importantly, I'd like to thank our viewers and our listeners out there for tuning in to the James Cooley Show, Monday through Friday, 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 4 p.m. Central Standard, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Always, always, always dream big, think big, and be big at everything you do. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, same place. It's your life, and we'll see you then.